as the onryō can be pretty rough. Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at the hardest bosses and duels found in Ghost of Yotei. Be careful, there are some big spoilers ahead.
Your father betrayed me. Creatures such as you and I cannot resist the call of revenge.
But before we dive in, we publish new content all week long. So be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Inagawa the Gambler.
Looks like the bounty hunter's ready for a rematch.
A bounty found in Teshio Ridge. We'd already be annoyed with this guy since you have to play him in Zenny Hajiki first, where he cheats. But after agreeing to turn himself in when you win, he then ambushes you with a whole host of warriors. If you just had to fight him alone, Inagawa might not pose much of a threat. But it's easy to get overwhelmed by such a large group of companions. Some of these are archers that hide, and while they do shout before every shot, it's likely you'll be getting pressured by another enemy when this happens. Panic can quickly set in if you aren't careful, but it feels really good to put an end to Inagawa's gambling days. The Kitsune.
It's a start.
Then you will die with her.
The boss of Teshio Ridge has several tricks up his sleeve, befitting Saito's spy master. He'll immediately try to keep you at a distance, utilizing long sweeps with his Kasarigama and several kunai. Some of these attacks can't be blocked or parried, and so your dodge time will definitely be tested. At close range, he'll use a katana and shield, which gives him a disarm attack. He'll also use smoke bombs to hide himself, forcing you to quickly use your new listening technique so you can see where his next attack comes from. The second phase is much easier to handle since he doesn't use smoke bombs and Oyuki joins you to lay into him. Still, it'll be frustrating to get there.
Oyuki took you in. Why betray her?
Because she's stuck in the past. You both are!
The Spider. Although Lord Saito's younger son, the Spider, has an endless supply of goons to throw at you when you first fight him, his one-on-one duel is actually the trickier of the two, because now he isn't cowering behind others. Part of the problem is his pistol. He'll quickly fire it if you keep your distance, as well as use it after an unblockable upwards slash attack. Naturally, it does a decent amount of damage. He can also disarm you after a kick, and unleash a combo of 3 slashes that, while parryable, come really quickly and can put you in immediate danger if you're caught off guard. Even though it's a more straightforward fight than others, the Spider's attacks are deadly.
End it.
Soma the Condemned.
All I wanted was to bring joy to others with my music.
Instead, you brought pain and suffering.
After completing all bounties in the first area, the Yotei Grasslands, you'll have a chance to go after Soma the Condemned. And in terms of one-on-one duels, this is a pretty significant difficulty spike, even if you aren't playing on one of the higher difficulty levels. Fighting with a katana and a yari, Soma has several parryable combos, but he'll often throw an unblockable attack in the middle of them to throw you off and deal a huge chunk of damage. He fights defensively too, drawing you in so that he can unleash some quick thrusts. He wouldn't be much trouble if not for when he's encountered, but since you're still getting used to combat and your gear won't be that upgraded, Soma is one tricky bounty.
I know I don't deserve it, but will you grant me one last request?
The Dragon. As Lord Saito's forces attack Matsumai Castle, Atsu is left to deal with the dragon all on her lonesome. Unfortunately, he isn't left all alone, which is the biggest factor of frustration when it comes to this fight. The dragon will frequently signal for his brother to shoot at you from afar, following up that blast with one from his own pistol. Hopefully, you'll have already unlocked Genji's guard armor, making it so you can block gunfire and take less damage from projectiles. Otherwise, this fight gets annoying pretty quickly. After a while, bombs that can disarm you start to land in the arena, which the dragon will either kick at you or use the smoke from them to hide his next gunshot. If you can stay calm amidst all this crap, you'll feel pretty good when you cut him down. Shinpachi the Armor Thief. The bounty for Shinpachi in the Oshima Coast region starts like many others for Saito's generals. Infiltrate the enemy encampment and take everyone out before you square off against him. However, and very unfortunately, he has a squad with him. The fight makes you swap between several weapons on the fly to counter the different weaponry of your enemies, keeping you on your toes. There's also a guy sitting on a faraway roof firing explosives down on you. Focus on the minions, and you either get stabbed in the back or blasted to bits. Try to shoot the rooftop enemy, and you get cut to shreds before you can fire. Needless to say, this is one of the more irritating bounties. Sword Thief. This guy never gets a name, but he still provides a challenging fight. You face him at the end of the Sword Blade side quest, and he works hard to keep what he stole. Since the quest is a nod to Jin from Ghost of Tsushima, using this sword allows him to switch between the 4 different stances from that game. This makes his attacks a bit harder to read, and each of his combos can deal pretty heavy damage if they happen to land. He also has the ability to parry your heavy attacks and can set the sword on fire halfway through the fight, making his attacks even deadlier. It's a satisfying feeling to overcome him, not just because he's hard, but because he isn't fit to carry that blade. The Oni. Since you can fight him much earlier than most of the Yotei Six members, the Oni will probably provide a harder fight than many of the rest. The first phase isn't too terrible. He's a big guy wielding an odachi, so you have a wide attack range to be careful of. That second phase, though, good lord. He constantly keeps his sword on fire, even spreading flames around the arena, and for such a giant enemy, the Oni is surprisingly fast, lunging forward to quickly close the distance. Many of his wide swings are unblockable, as is a throat slam that takes off a huge portion of health. There's even a disarming attack thrown in for good measure. It's one of the game's best fights, but a sizable challenge to overcome. Lord Saito.
My fight is with the ghost. If the rest of you leave, you can take the child.
Saito's fight at the end makes us hate him even more than we already did. His first phase swaps between a Yari, an Odachi, and a sickle and shield combo. He can easily sidestep your attacks, while his own hurt quite a lot. But it's the second phase, when he finally draws his katana, that is truly a test of skill. He gets 3 Orbs of Spirit, using them to unleash some mighty attacks. He'll frequently put either an unblockable or a disarming attack in the middle of a combo, all of which come extremely quickly. Since he comes at you with such speed and ferocity and can still easily dodge your attacks, it's hard to build up his stagger meter. This makes it a pretty long phase that you have to struggle through all over again when you go down.
You are alone.
Takazo the Unrivaled. As you might expect from his name, nothing in this game compares to Takazo the Unrivaled. Even if you die a few times to the other bosses, there's still a cakewalk compared to the unholy tornado of blades that is this dual katana master. His combos come at lightning speed with unblockable attacks placed in the middle, and he's so strong that it only takes 1 or 2 hits on medium difficulty before it's goodbye to your entire health bar. Of course, he can also disarm you and has the ability to block projectiles. He would be the game's hardest fight already, but a blizzard rolls in after you deal enough damage, continuously shortening your overall health bar as the fight continues, while Takazo is seemingly unfazed. This is a fight of unmitigated bullshit, and as you die over and over again, it's easy to think you may never beat him.
天下無双とかいうふざけた異名を捨てられる。
いい勝負だった。
Have you defeated every boss Ghost of Yotei has to offer? How long did it take you to finally conquer Takazo the Unrivaled? Share your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time.